Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise to get straight to the insights.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're diving into something I think a lot of us have maybe daydreamed about, becoming an Airbnb host.
Oh yeah, the dream, right? Passive income, meeting cool people.
Exactly. That's the vision. You see these pictures of lovely homes, happy guests. But the reality, as many hosts find out pretty quickly, can be quite different.
Definitely not always passive.
Not at all. And there's one area in particular that seems to just, well, devour time.
And that's what we're digging into today. We're unpacking some really eye-opening stuff from a blog post by Planbnb.
Right. The title's pretty direct. Airbnb hosting, where hosts waste 75% of their time.
Yeah, it doesn't pull any punches. So our mission here is to figure out where all that time actually goes.
And, more importantly, how you, as a host, can maybe get some of that time back.
Without sacrificing the guest experience, though. That's key. It's about being smarter, not less engaged.
Absolutely. And let's be clear up front. This isn't about, becoming some robot host who never talks to people.
Oh, no, far from it.
It's about optimizing, making things smoother for you and better for your guests. We're hoping to share some really practical strategies you can actually use.
Things you can implement pretty quickly.
Okay, so let's get right into it. The core problem that Planbnb flags, it's guest communication. They state pretty confidently that this consumes a staggering 75% of a host's total guest interaction time.
75%.
I mean, just let that sink in. 75. That's huge.
It really is.
Yeah.
Especially when you think about everything else involved. Cleaning, maintenance, listing updates.
Right, all that stuff. It makes you wonder how communication can possibly take up 3/4 of your interaction time. It almost sounds inflated.
It sounds high, but when you break it down, it starts to make sense. And Planbnb connects it directly to how guests behave when they're searching.
Okay, how so?
Well, think about it from the guest side. They're not just looking at your place,
Right.
The average person apparently browses around, say, 8 different listings.
8, okay.
And then they send inquiry messages to maybe 5 of those.
5. Wow.
Yeah, before they even book anything.
Ah, okay. So even before you have a confirmed guest, you're potentially fielding messages from multiple people for every potential booking.
Exactly. That initial contact volume, it just adds up. And each one needs attention, a reasonably fast reply. It's constant.
That really paints a picture. And here's a little related fact from the source that kind of underlines this need for speed. Most guests actually prefer listings that have instant book turned on.
Right. They want quick, easy, no fuss.
Yeah.
Which puts pressure back on the host, especially with inquiries.
Yeah, and that brings us to the next challenge the article mentions, response times.
This is like what?
Apparently, over 60% of hosts do manage to respond within an hour, which sounds pretty good on the surface.
It does sound good, yeah. But Planbnb points out something crucial to the guests waiting for that reply. Even an hour can feel like, well, they say an eternity.
An eternity, that's strong language.
It is, but you can see their point. If you've asked a question, maybe about parking or if you can bring your pet, you want that answer now so you can decide and book.
It raises a big question, doesn't it? How can hosts, especially if you're juggling maybe more than one property or a day job, realistically meet that kind of expectation for near instant replies all the time? Manually, it seems almost impossible.
It's incredibly tough to do manually and consistently.
Okay, so this is where Planbnb says things get, quote, really interesting.
Ah, the solution part.
Exactly. The main fix they propose isn't about just working harder or faster, it's about working smarter.
Which means automation.
Yes, leveraging automated messaging tools and having pre-written messages ready to go. It sounds simple, maybe, but the way they frame it, the strategy behind it is key.
Absolutely. It's about combating that eternity feeling for the guest. If you can set up automated systems, you provide instant or near instant acknowledgement and answers to common questions.
So what kind of systems are we talking about?
Well, the article mentions tools like Guesty, which apparently Planbnb uses.
Right.
But they also say, a quick search shows there are dozens of similar property management software options out there.
Right.
And what's really telling is that the big platforms themselves, like Booking.com, they now offer built-in automated messaging features too.
That shows it's becoming standard practice, doesn't it?
It really does. The core idea is simple. Create a set of polished, helpful, pre-written messages covering all those common situations. booking confirmations, check-in instructions, answers to FAQs.
So you're prepared, you're consistent, and crucially, you save yourself a ton of time answering the same things over and over.
Exactly, and you're responding faster, which makes the guests feel looked after right from the start.
Okay, so having this toolkit of responses is step one. But the Planbnb article goes deeper, right? They share a specific sequence.
They do. They call it a kind of masterclass in communication based on what a manager handling several dozen properties actually does.
Okay, this person knows what they're talking about.
You'd think so, yeah. And they lay it out chronologically following the guest's entire journey.
Let's walk through that sequence. This sounds like where the really actionable advice is. It might seem like a lot of messages, but they promise it works.
It is detailed, but very intentional. Each message serves a purpose.
Okay, where does it start? Booking inquiry.
Yeah, first contact is often that booking inquiry. Guest's message before booking, asking questions. While the questions vary, you can definitely prepare templates for the common ones, about parking, pets, check-in times, things like that.
Right, cover the basics. Then what happens after they actually book?
Then comes the confirmation message. This is the first automated one after booking. Planbnb stresses making it a warm thank you note.
Okay, not just booking confirmed.
Definitely not. Express genuine happiness to host them.
Yeah.
And critically, they say, always add some personalized details.
So it doesn't feel too automated.
Precisely. Use their name, mention their actual arrival date, little touches. They say it's vital. It doesn't feel like a generic template.
Makes sense. What else is in that confirmation?
Depending on how long they're staying, you proactively ask if they might want, say, a mid-stay clean or extra sheets.
Oh, anticipating needs. Nice.
Yeah, offering convenience right away.
Okay, so that's the confirmation. What's next in the timeline?
Next up, about 3 days before they arrive, you send the before check-in message.
3 days prior. Okay, what's in that one?
This one's practical. It asks for their estimated arrival time and how they're getting there. Car, train, whatever.
Okay, logistics.
Right. And it provides, quote, all the necessary information for them to find the place easily and safely. Directions, maybe key codes, contact info.
Crucial stuff.
But here's a really nice touch they recommend. Include a link to an Airbnb guidebook you've created for your city.
A guidebook, like local tips.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Recommendations for restaurants, cafes, things to see, places to visit, local entertainment. Shows you care about their whole trip, not just their bed for the night.
Yeah.
Adds real value.
I like that. That's a great idea. Okay, moving closer. What about the actual day they arrive?
On check-in day itself, the message is short and sweet.
Okay.
Just wishes them a smooth journey, says you're looking forward to meeting them, and gently reminds them of the agreed meeting, time, and place, if applicable.
Keeps it positive, builds a little anticipation.
Yeah. Then, the day after they've arrived.
The follow-up.
Right, the after check-in message.
Yeah.
Super simple. Just asks how everything went with their arrival. Is everything okay? Do they need anything?
Just checking in, making sure they're settled and comfortable.
Exactly. Addresses any immediate issues quickly.
Good. What about towards the end of the stay?
One day before they leave, the before checkout message goes out.
Okay, what's the purpose there?
2 things mainly. It asks how their overall stay was starting that feedback loop. And it's a polite reminder of the checkout time.
Helps them plan their departure. Gentle nudge.
Precisely. Then comes checkout day. The article mentions meeting guests in person, if possible, maybe outside or at a nearby cafe to say goodbye.
A personal touch at the end.
Yeah, and they stress. Always ask for feedback right then and there. Make it clear their thoughts are extremely important.
Shows you value their opinion, you're open to improving, builds that connection.
Definitely. And it's not over quite yet.
Still more.
One more message. The morning after they've left, you send the after checkout message.
Okay, a final wrap-up.
Exactly. A final thank you. Express appreciation if they left the place tidy. Mention you'd love to host them again next year.
Building loyalty.
And here's a savvy tip.
Yeah.
Provide your personal phone number for future direct bookings.
Bypass the platform fees next time.
Smart. For obvious reasons, as they put it.
Right. Okay, that covers the stay itself. Is there anything about reviews? That's huge for hosts.
Oh, yes. The final piece is the review reminder.
When does that happen?
They suggest waiting about 7 days after checkout if the guest hasn't left a review already.
Give them some time first.
Right. And they say you should manually send a polite request if your channel manager, that's your software managing listings on different sites, doesn't automate this.
Okay, and they provide specific wording.
They do. They give an example message. Should I read it?
Yeah, let's hear it. This is often tricky to get right.
Okay, verbatim from the source. Dear First Name, I hope you enjoyed your stay at our home and that you had memorable experience. We love sharing our home with great guests such as yourself, and one of the best trust builders is reviews from past guests. We would really appreciate you taking 90 seconds to give us a 5-star review so others can enjoy our home. Thanks in advance, and we really appreciate your help. I look forward to having you back for your next vacation. Best personal regards, John.
Okay. It's polite, mentions trust builders, asks directly for the 5 stars, highlights it only takes 90 seconds.
Yeah, it's quite direct but framed nicely.
Wow. Okay, laying out that entire sequence, message after message. I mean, you can see why they say it might seem excessive or even tiring just thinking about setting it all up.
It does sound like a lot of touch points, definitely.
Okay.
And that initial setup, creating all those templates, linking them to triggers, it's an upfront investment of time, for sure.
But the article promises it's highly effective. So how does all this structured communication actually land with the guest? Why does it work so well?
Well, what's really fascinating, I think, is how this detailed, proactive approach shapes the guest's perception.
Right.
Even though much of it is automated, the timing and the content make the guest feel genuinely cared for. They feel like you, the host, have really thought about their journey and put effort into making it smooth.
So it goes beyond just, here are the keys, here's the wifey password.
Way beyond. It feels like you're anticipating their needs, you're checking in appropriately, you value their feedback, it builds a relationship, even if it's mostly through these well-crafted messages.
It transforms it from just a transaction renting a space into more of an experience.
Exactly. It feels more personal, more attended to, less like just using a self-service kiosk.
And Planbnb is pretty bullish on the results, right? They make a bold claim.
They do. They literally say, follow these steps and I promise your reviews will skyrocket.
Skyrocket, that's a big promise.
It is, but it connects the dots. This
Yeah.
isn't just about saving the host time, though that's a huge benefit. It's fundamentally about boosting guest satisfaction.
Which leads directly to better reviews.
Better reviews, potentially more repeat bookings, especially with that direct booking nudge.
So it turns that initial 75% time sync guest communication into potentially your biggest asset, your competitive advantage.
That seems to be the core argument, yes. By systematizing and personalizing communication, you improve efficiency and the guest experience simultaneously.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, the takeaway seems pretty clear. A really strategic, thought-out communication flow, even if it leans heavily on automation, can genuinely transform Airbnb hosting.
Yeah, it takes what feels like a burden, that constant messaging, and turns it into a powerful tool for building trust and connection.
And doing it efficiently so you actually get some of that precious time back.
Exactly. It's smart hosting.
So what does this all mean for you as a host listening to this, or maybe even just as a traveler who appreciates a smooth experience?
Well, this deep dive really highlights how those small touches, the proactive check-ins, the personalized messages, they elevate the whole thing.
It makes an Airbnb stay feel less like just renting a room and more like, almost a luxury service in terms of the care provided.
Precisely. It moves beyond the basics into creating a truly memorable experience. And that raises a broader question, perhaps something for you to think about.
Go on.
How else can these kinds of thoughtful details, these seemingly small proactive touches, elevate an experience in any field? How can we make the seemingly mundane feel truly exceptional just by anticipating needs and communicating effectively?